October 5th, 2020, and this is the regularly scheduled meeting of the Elmhurst City Council. Please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Jim. Okay, I'll now call the roll. Kennedy?
Here.
Honquist?
Here.
Brennan?
Here.
Mulliner?
Here.
Deuter? Here. Barimas?
Here.
Dunn?
Here.
Graham?
Here.
Palumsky?
Here.
Cahill?
Here.
Toludo?
Here.
Park?
Here.
Levin?
Here.
13 present, 0 absent. We have a quorum. Sorry here. Okay, so before we go on to the next part of the agenda, typically in the absence of the mayor, I do need a motion to appoint Alderman Kennedy to preside as mayor pro tem. Is there a motion? Alderman Mulliner, second. Brennan? That's what I thought. Let's go ahead and do a roll on that. Kennedy?
Aye.
Honquist?
Aye.
Brennan?
Aye.
Mulliner?
Aye.
Deuter?
Aye.
Barimas?
Aye.
Dunn?
Aye.
Graham?
Aye.
Palumsky?
Aye.
Cahill?
Aye.
Toludo?
Aye.
Park?
Aye.
Levin?
Aye.
13 ayes, 0 nays. Motion carries.
Thank you, Clerk Tamer. Would like to read some information that Mayor Morley has done at the beginning of each meeting during the coronavirus. The governor of the state of Illinois has declared a gubernatorial disaster proclamation in response to the COVID-19 outbreak, restricting individuals to gatherings of 50 persons or less, and all of the city of Elmhurst is covered by the disaster area. In light of the ongoing COVID-19 outbreak, the mayor of the city of Elmhurst has determined that an in-person meeting for October 5th, 2020 City Council meeting is not practical or prudent in light of the disaster. All the aldermen of the City Council participating in the October 5th, 2020 City Council meeting, wherever their physical location, shall be verified and determined that they can hear one another and can hear all discussion and testimony during the meeting. Since there is nobody participating remotely, we're good to go. Okay. Okay. Next item on the agenda is the administration of the oath of office. Clerk Tamer,
Yeah.
please. You want to get the mic? Would you?
Okay, typically, because of COVID, we don't have everyone here, but typically, a lot of the police officers and staff and department would be here tonight. But we're here to swear you in, and we're excited you're here, so thank you. Do you want to tell everyone who's here?
Sure. I brought with me tonight my wife Patty, my son Blake, and my daughter Elizabeth. You guys want to wave hi?
Okay, why don't you stand over here? Do you want to take off a mask when we do this? Do you want this without? Okay. Okay. Okay, if you can raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Brett Kazarowski,
Brett Kazarowski,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the ordinances of the City of Elmhurst,
and the ordinances of the City of Elmhurst,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of Deputy Police Chief
and I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of Deputy Police Chief
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my abilities.
Congratulations. picture with your family. Oh, sure. Yeah.
All right, good stuff. Thank you, Clerk Tamer. On to third item in the agenda, receipt of written communication from public. Clerk Tamer, have we received any written communication from the public?
Nobody submitted prior.
Okay, thank you. Moving on to fourth item, public forum. Is there anyone that has signed up for public forum?
Yes, Mayor Pro Tem. We have Claude Pogwash.
Okay. Claude, go ahead and approach the microphone as usual. 3 minutes, please, and if we get to that point, I'll give you a gentle reminder to finish things up. Thank you.
My name's Claude Pogosh, 566 West Gladys. What I'm going to talk about is what happened on September 17, 2020. Please note that work performed with the project will produce some dust. They were repairing the cracks on my street, Ardmore. Amazing. No dust. It got so bad, you couldn't see across the street. Parents that had their children out put them in their homes and closed up their doors and shut their windows. The idea that traffic could come down Gladys was the most ridiculous part of this whole letter. They did Gladys, created a dust storm. In fact, they went all the way down Gladys. So one of the coppers didn't get called because of interfering with 83. There was no supervision by the city, no city vehicles at all. If this is an example of what is acceptable by the street department and this council, maybe you ought to get in your cars and go driving down there and talk to the people that have locked themselves in their home. And the idea of traffic going down Gladys, cars and trucks pulled onto Gladys and backed up back on West. It's a wonder the local police department didn't have to get called again. Gladys is a concrete street that's been overlaid with asphalt. I don't know how they grind, but when you create a volume of concrete dust that's taller than a house and more dense that you can't see across the street, I would assume that the city would have some concern, but it didn't. And this wasn't the only place in town that it took place. And it says he's a qualified contractor. If the city has so little supervision for something as simple as this, I hate to see what's done on major projects in this town. I was in a business for a long time. OSHA would have regarded what was taking place. They got writer's cramps for writing up the contractor. But you got sold on the idea that this was fine and dandy.
Mr. Pogosh,
Well, if
you're
you
over your
don't
3
believe
minutes,
what
sir.
I say, and I apologize, Mr. Kennedy, get in your little cars on Saturday and come and knock on a few doors. I imagine the parents and the children will appreciate all that concrete dust that's settled on their property, their cars, and there wasn't one city vehicle out there. I guess they're smarter than the average resident.
Thank you, Mr. Pogash.
That's it. That's all we have, Mayor Pro Tem.
That's all that signed up for public forum. If there's anyone else in the audience that would like to address the committee, please, the council, please raise your hand. Seeing none, is there anyone on the phone that would like to address the city council during public forum? Hearing none, we'll go ahead and close public forum. On to number 5, announcements. Are there any announcements from the dais?
I do have one.
Okay. Go ahead, Clerk Daniel.
This Thursday, October 8th, from 7 to 8:30, the City of Elmhurst Commission on Youth has a educational panel, Understanding and Preventing Racial Bullying in Youth. This will be on ElmhurstTV YouTube Live. It's a virtual event. We'll have some specialists here, some therapists, and some good information to start creating a discussion about racial bullying in youth. If anyone has any comments or questions they'd like to submit, please go ahead and email me, jackie.haddad-tamer@elmhurst.org, or call at 630-530-3016. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Clerk Tamer. On to the consent agenda. Does anyone have any items that would like to pull from the consent agenda for further discussion? Alderman Braham,
6.10.
6.10. Anyone else? Alderman Plumsky,
6.13.
6.13. Anyone else? Hearing none, I would need a motion and a second to accept the contents of the consent agenda minus items 6.10 and 6.13. Motion by Alderman Braham, seconded by Alderman Mulliner. Roll call, please.
Kennedy?
Aye?
Conquest?
Aye.
Brennan?
Aye.
Mulliner?
Aye.
Deuter?
Aye.
Verimus?
Aye.
Dunn?
Aye.
Graham?
Aye.
Palumski?
Aye.
Cahill?
Aye.
Toledo?
Aye.
Park? Levin?
Aye.
13 ayes, 0 nays, 1 vacancy.
Very good, motion carries. Now looking at 6.10, Clerk Tamer, if you could please read that, please.
An ordinance extending temporary executive powers pursuant to Section 3.16 of Elmhurst Municipal Code and pursuant to 65 ILCS 5/11-1-6.
Okay, with that, I need a motion and a second to put this on the floor. Motion by Alderman Mulliner, seconded by Alderman Honquest. Discussion? Alderman Braham.
Yes, thank you. Not much to say, as I've said in previous weeks. I believe the last time we discussed this, there was 5 times that this executive order was utilized. I believe we have processes and procedures in place that we do not at this time, even due to COVID, need to extend the executive powers, so I will not be supporting this.
Okay, anyone else? Hearing none, Clerk Tamer, please call the roll.
Kennedy?
Aye.
Honquest?
Aye.
Brennan?
Aye.
Mulliner?
Aye.
Deuter?
Aye.
Verimus?
Aye.
Dunn?
Aye.
Graham?
Nay.
Palumski?
Aye.
Cahill?
Aye.
Toledo?
Aye.
Park? Levin?
Aye.
12 ayes, 1 nay, 1 vacancy.
12 ayes, 1 nay, 1 vacancy. Motion carries. On to item 6.13. Clerk Tamer, if you could please read that one.
A resolution approving a collective bargaining agreement between the City of Elmhurst and the Elmhurst Professional Firefighters Association, IAFF, Local 3541.
Okay. Need a motion and a second to put this on the floor. Motion by Alderman Mulliner, second by Alderman Toledo. Discussion? Alderman Palomsky, I believe you pulled this item.
Yep, thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. I am in full support of this item. I pulled it just to provide a little more detail for the public. This resolution that we have on the agenda tonight for approval reflects a 1.5% increase between June and December of 2020, 2.25% between January and December of 2021, 2.25% between January and June of 2022, and 0.25% July 2022. And thank you to staff for the work on it and to our firefighters.
Okay, thank you. Any further discussion? Hearing none, Clerk Tamer, please call the roll.
Kennedy,
Aye.
Conquest,
Aye.
Brennan,
Aye.
Mulliner,
Aye.
Deuter,
Aye.
Varimus,
Aye.
Dunn,
Aye.
Graham,
Aye.
Palumski,
Aye.
Cahill,
Aye.
Toledo,
Aye.
Park, Levin,
Aye.
13 ayes, 0 nays, 1 vacancy.
13 ayes, 0 nays, 1 vacancy. Motion carries. On to 7 reports and recommendations of appointed and elected officials. I'll pass it over to City Manager Grabowski.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. So I have a few items to detail. All of these are on our website, but I want to highlight a few of them. Next week's meetings will be on Tuesday rather than Monday, and that's in observance of Columbus Day. And those are our committee meetings, so please make note of that. Early voting starts at City Hall October 19th. I know we have a lot of people that come here before that looking to vote, but unfortunately it's not available until the 19th. So when that starts, understand that our meetings may start a little later because we have to give the staff here time to tear down the voting machines and move them around. We do anticipate larger crowds this year voting ahead of time, and we are putting protocols in place for people who are coming to vote so that we can separate as much of the business traffic, business foot traffic from voting traffic. So we're working on that plan, and we'll get that out to the council as soon as we can. We're working with the county on those plans as well. Some other events that are coming up. This weekend is Lions Candy Day, Friday and Saturday, so please support your Lions Club as they're out on the streets and at various stores around town. All the money that is collected goes towards helping those in need with vision and hearing disability, so thank you in advance for your support. We have a latex paint recycling event coming up at the Public Works facility on Riverside Drive, Saturday, October 17th from 9 to noon. We have the police department doing a drug take-back day as well. We will have pumpkin recycling, a lot of things that are going on, and again, all available on our website. 2 more items. Again, another important item, blood drive, October 17th at the fire station on South York Street. Blood donations are very low right now, and we strongly encourage people to make reservations for that. You get a free pint of Culver's custard if you, a pint for a pint. So there's your incentive, Bill. Get out there. And then lastly, I do want to touch on Halloween. I mentioned it at the last council meeting that we've been getting a number of phone calls. And we will be sending out a special edition front porch very soon this week. And it will have an explanation of the guidelines and safety tips for trick or treat this year. And it will have pages inside that will be red and green, which people can use one or the other for their door. Green says trick-or-treaters welcome. Red says no trick-or-treaters this year if people choose to use these. And there's also a comment about using your porch light to indicate whether you will have trick-or-treaters as well. We ask everybody to maintain social distancing and wear masks as much as possible doing that. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, City Manager. Good idea on the red and green. Good way to indicate for people. Okay. On to item 8, ordinances. We have 1 ordinance. Clerk Tamer, if you could. Oh, I'm sorry. Alderman Bram, you have an announcement.
Yeah, I just wanted to announce or report on IFQ, the interim fly quiet program or schedule. Currently this week of October 4th, we'll be utilizing the runway that most impacts the city of Elmhurst, which is 4R22L. If you have concerns, there's a phone number which I don't have at my fingertips and a website to report any noise concerns in regards to that traffic. And this is, IFQ is regarding the nighttime traffic at O'Hare and the impacts to the surrounding communities. Thanks.
Okay, sorry. Alderman Dunn.
Yes, thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. Just a quick update on some recent meetings at ONCC. We had a full commission meeting last Friday. It was announced that the new Runway 9 Center will be commissioned on November 5th. So that will help in terms of having more traffic, more aircraft traffic going in the east-west direction instead of on the diagonals. We also had a Fly Quiet meeting 2 weeks ago, and was requested to submit some comments on some of the rotations that were proposed. The City of Elmhurst submitted some last week, and those will be discussed at the next Fly Quiet meeting, which takes place this month. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Alderman Dunn. Anyone else? Reports. Hearing none, we'll move on to ordinances. Clerk Tamer, we have one ordinance. Can you please read the recommendation?
An ordinance rejecting all bids for the City Hall heating, ventilation, and air conditioning upgrades project and awarding the project to Martin Peterson Company, Inc. See item 6.8.
Okay, with that, I need a motion and a second to put this on the floor. Motion by Alderman Brennan, seconded by Alderman Cahill. Alderman Brennan, your report and ordinance.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. Per one of the reports approved tonight under the consent agenda, item 6.8, we need to suspend the rules to approve this ordinance. In order to secure the necessary CARES Act funds, this HVAC project or upgrade needs to be completed by the end of the year. So therefore, the urgency to get going. Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else further comments? Alderman Dunn, please.
Just a question on the project. I know that we can get reimbursed. I had a conversation with Alderman Brennan earlier today to get some more clarification on this project. And the CARES program will reimburse up until the end of the year, the work done and invoices paid. What percent of this $1 million do we believe may be completed by December 31st? Just
City Manager, you want to?
Yeah, we've been working with the vendor, and they understand our deadline, and so we anticipate substantial completion by the end of the calendar year. We have been reviewing all of our CARES Act eligible reimbursements, and between this project and staff time, we believe we have more than enough to hit our cap of $2.4 million.
Okay. Do we have any estimate of what our out-of-pocket is on this particular project?
It should be fully reimbursed by the CARES Act funding.
Okay, so
We-
$1 million.
Yeah, we did go to the county in advance and get preliminary approval for the project as they recommended.
Great, thank you.
Okay, thank you, City Manager. Any further comments? Not, Clerk Tamer, please call the roll.
Kennedy?
Aye.
Honquist?
Aye.
Brennan?
Aye.
Mulliner?
Aye.
Deuter?
Aye.
Karimis?
Aye.
Dunn?
Aye.
Graham?
Aye.
Palumski?
Aye.
Cahill?
Aye.
Toledo?
Aye.
Park? Levin?
Aye.
13 ayes, 0 nays, 1 vacancy.
13 ayes, 0 nays, 1 vacancy. Motion carries. On to number 9, other business. Does anyone have any other business? Alderman Brennan.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. First off, I'd like to thank the mayor, the city manager, and Chief Ruth for the very comprehensive police forum last week. I did watch it. I found it very informative and encourage all residents to watch the recording on ElmhurstTV via YouTube. Thank you.
Anyone? Other business? Alderman Dunn, please.
Yeah, I just want to mention that the applications for the Ward 2 vacancy left by Alderman Leader were due last Friday, and I was really happy to see that we had 10 people from Ward 2 apply. So that says a lot about the interest in the town, and eager to get somebody else on board since we're short now. Thanks.
Thank you, Alderman Dunn. Anyone else? With that, we'll go to item 10, adjournment. I need a motion and a second to adjourn. Motion by Alderman Honquist, second by Alderman Levin. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, none? We're adjourned. Thank you all.